Hi, I want to best your videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is our daily pitching preview show that we do with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, who's actually given us some notably accurate recommendations over the past week. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you for having me, Peter.
All right. Okay, so how are things going at OffshoreInsiders.com? Chugging along, profitable as always in baseball?
We are in basketball as well. We got off to a blistering start in baseball. Maybe leveled off just a teeny bit. But as we said, now is the great time because so many of our systems have to do with what a pitcher's done in his last 3 starts, his last 5 starts. And, the pitchers that have been with the team in the rotation all year all have 5 starts now. So a great time of the year.
All right. Well, one guy who has not done well in his last 3 starts. Sorry to have to report this, but it's reality. Anthony DeSclafani from Freehold, New Jersey.
Freehold, New Jersey.
Guido on the mound. Started off looking great first few starts of the year, but he's a young guy, and he's had 3 straight bad starts now. And you actually said before his last start, you predicted that that struggling would continue, and it did. Do you think the same thing again? Is there any way he bounces back, or would you expect more struggling from DeSclafani?
Like I said, before Anthony was even born, I had observed a long time ago that when you have these highly touted pitchers that they say has quote-unquote great stuff, I've never quite known what great stuff means, but when they start to have some control problems, these guys, maybe DeSclafani is a guy who still down the road could be a good pitcher, but he's young, he's struggling now. Good time to go against him because people are in love with him because he was such a good prospect. So you could still generally get pretty good numbers on him.
All right. The same, though, can kind of be said for the guy starting against him, though, Mike Foltynewicz. He's been struggling a bit as well. And do we expect him to also continue? Maybe maybe an over in Atlanta, Cincinnati might be good on Tuesday. What do you think?
An over's a definite possibility. And, remember your boy DeSclafani from Freehold, New Jersey, which is the northern part of New Jersey. I'm from South Jersey. He hasn't gotten past the 5th in either one of his last 3 starts. So I think the total, really the result of both the game and the total is probably going to come down to the bullpens, and not that either one of these bullpens are spectacular. So I would say the over is probably a good bet.
And then another guy you were dead on saying that we might want to consider fading him in his last start was Chris Archer. And, you were completely right about that. He got hit at home by Texas. Now he's going to be at home against the Yankees. 2 straight bad starts. He's gotten hit. His walks are up. Great call on Chris Archer last time. What do you think we expect from him here at home against the Yankees?
Also another young pitcher, although he's got somewhat of a track record. To say the least. He's got a better track record than DeSclafani. He is actually 5-0, though, lifetime against the Yankees. 1.93 ERA and 6 career starts. So all in all, I still say what a pitcher has done lately is more important than what he's done against an opponent. But sometimes, I also believe in the old Yogi Berra thing about 90% of the game is half mental. So this might be just what he needs. He's pitching at home against a team that he's actually pitched pretty well to. So I don't know if since there's some conflicting information, I don't know if there's a strong lean either way as far as the pitchers are concerned.
Okay, and then another guy we're wondering if he's going to improve or not, Chris Sale, right? He, he's been dealing with the suspension. His last start, his velocity's fine, so that indicates that probably he's going to be able to right the ship. His command has been a little bit off, but the old mechanical adjustments might be able to fix that. Chris Sale, when he's awesome, but this year he hasn't really been yet. At home, on the road at Milwaukee. What do we expect from him here?
Well, Sale's a guy that's the first time since 2013 he's had consecutive non-quality starts. And as far as I'm concerned, the bar is set pretty low for quality starts, especially in the post-steroid era where runs are tougher to come by. Look, he's kind of in somewhat uncharted water. That last year he had that career year, and the fact that he's starting the struggle and he doesn't really have a lot of experience being in this circumstance, I think it might be a decent situation to fade him or at least lean towards the over because you're not going to get a high total with him. So all in all, I think this would be a good chance to fade Sale, either whether it is over-underwise or against the money line.
Right. Well, I don't like the guy he's going against, Mike Fiers. He's getting a lot of Ks, but, he's giving up a lot of walks, getting hit, giving up a lot of home runs. The strikeout number is impressive, though, but you in general are not looking for a return to elite form from Chris Sale anytime soon.
Well, I don't know about I think he will return to it sometime soon, but we're just talking about his next start and why he's struggling.
On Tuesday. Sorry about that. Yeah.
On Tuesday. And remember, though, I've said in quite a few of our videos as far as Fiers is concerned, I felt one of the most overrated statistics when it comes to pitching is strikeouts because look, it's almost like a quarterback in the NFL where you have a guy like a Jay Cutler or Jeff George. Pitching coaches figure, you give me a great arm and I'll coach them up. But I don't think that, I think strikeouts are extremely overrated. So maybe this would be a good chance for an over here.
All right. And then Mark Buehrle, he doesn't really have it this year, at least so far, it seems. Baltimore at home, are they going to crush him?
Buehrle, he's in one of these guys. He's been around forever. He's had some good years, but he's clearly at the tail end of his career. And he did, he did surrender just one run in his last start. But all in all, I think he's, a little bit past his prime. Whether or not this is a perfect situation to go against him, I'm not all that sure, since he did okay in his last start. And look, he hasn't lasted in the major leagues this long without knowing how to make adjustments. So
right.
Is he a great go against at this point? No, but he's not necessarily somebody I'd jump on either.
Okay, yeah, and then Chris Tillman on the other side, what to make of him? He has had a rough start to the year. His velocity is okay, it's fine, but his strikeout and walk ratio, everything else is just looking really bad. Is he going to be able to right the ship, or is he maybe the one more likely to get crushed in this game?
I would say he's more likely to get crushed because he hasn't been around as long as Buehrle. And Buehrle, I think, is a guy who can certainly settle down and, as I said, make those proper adjustments. So if anything, because of the quote-unquote intangibles, I think I would lean a little bit towards Toronto in this situation.
All right, and then a big rookie who's done well in the minors, making his first major league start for the Mets, Noah Syndergaard, 6'6", huge Swedish stud, done great in AAA so far this year. They're bringing him up. He's going to be starting on the road against the Cubs. Do we expect him to have a big first start here?
Now, remember, I've said time and time again as a general rule of thumb that I like to go against guys who are highly touted but haven't necessarily accomplished anything at the major league level now.
I mean, the reason people are excited about him, I think, aside from the fact that he's a 6'6" Swedish, huge, hulking stud, he's done great in the minor league, so he has accomplished. It was in AAA, but he's looking very impressive so far. He has been getting it done, getting results.
Yeah. He does. He's got a 1.82 ERA in 5 starts in Las Vegas, so he has looked pretty well. But remember, now he's taken it up to the next level. There's a lot of hype. Truthfully, if anything, I'd most likely stay away from the game. Mm-hmm. And if he looks like a stud, I'll probably look to fade him in the next game because I'm still a show-me guy. I want to see you do it at the major league level. There have been plenty of Crash Davises over the years, guys that were highly touted, the Todd Van Poppel, or even a guy from my own alma mater, Rick Krivda, who dominated minor leagues and could never quite do it at the major league level. So I'm not saying I'm going to go against him now, but truthfully, if he pitches maybe 1 or 2 good starts, I think he's inevitably going to have some bumps in the road.
All right, well, I'm expecting a big first start from him. I'm kind of high on him for now, and I think I'm going to bet on him to have a good start. All right, that's all I wanted to get to from Tuesday, May 12th. Joe Duffy, what did we not touch on that you think is worth looking at?
I don't think we talked about Lance Lynn. He's been getting roughed up, and more importantly, he's allowed 5 or more runs in 2 of his last 3 starts, but he's facing Carlos Carrasco, who's also been struggling, so that's a game that should have 10 or 11 runs scored. Carlos Carrasco is struggling as well. A guy I know you like to talk about, Alfredo Simon, he's allowed 9 runs and 14 hits in his last 9 1/3 innings pitched. So you're one of those young guys who's struggling a little bit. Maybe a chance to fade him. And Nick Martinez, he started out beautifully, but now he's regressing to the mean. Probably a good time to fade him. 0.35 ERA in his first 4 starts, but getting knocked around a little bit. 4.22 in his last 2, and now a big regression to the mean guy. He was pitching a little bit above his head. Now maybe fade him as he starts to really return to his level.
All right, Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Thanks so much.